Hey guys, Duelist Telenite here with my friend Nate from school, and he's going to do a deck profile for me.
Alright, this is the Great Sphinx deck that I slapped together a couple years ago. It's a 40 card deck with some cards that I need to take out and put back in. To start, it's going to be all the three Great Sphinx, Athenian, Andro, and Sphinx Telea. And then also in this deck, I'm going to set that up for you. I have the Wicked Dreadroot. The reason I put him in here is due to the number of fiends I do have in here. If I lose my Great Sphinx set, then I'm going to end up having to use the Wicked Dreadroot. So there goes the high levels. And I have Turret Warrior and Power Invader. Now I have Turret Warrior in particular because I do have a large assortment of warriors in this deck. In particular, 2 Synchro Summon and Exceed if I need to. I have Healing Wave Generator to regenerate my life points. Twin Sword Marauder if I need to be on my offensive. Golem Sentry I have for increased defense. Informer Spider in case I need to clear the field faster and get something for a sacrifice. And Battle Footballer for Evil Hero Dark Gaia later on, because I know I'm going to end up using it to increase his attack points. With that aside, the Cocoon of Evolution for defense, Junk Synchron to Synchro Summon, 4-star Ladybug of Doom to clear the field, and then we get to my Pixie Knight. Now I particularly have her in here for fodder. She has an interesting ability, but I don't really exactly need her in this deck, but I have her in here for fodder for sacrifices and increased defenses, and to retrieve spell cards. That aside, I have my Mask of Darkness for my Wicked Dreadroot, as well as retrieving a trap card. Fortress Warrior for increased defense, Karibo, Magician of Faith, and my Worm Apocalypse. Now that does it for the monsters. Next up, I'm going to go for my spell cards. First one's going to be Final Destiny. Now the reason I have this card, aside from clearing the field, it's to get Andro Sphinx and Sphinx Telea out of the field as fast as I can so I can summon Athenian later. And then I have Synchro Boost. I have Synchro Boost in here for Junk Synchron to work out properly. I have Half Shut in here. Now, the reason I have Half Shut in here is for very high risk. The reason I have it in here is in case I'm fighting a Cyber End Dragon or a Shooting Star Dragon, I can overpower almost any monster in my deck to overpower those Synchros or any other monster I need to. Then I have the Giant Trunade. It's just in case of something like Trap Hole, Bottomless, Adhesive, Trap Holes, any of those. Giant Trunade will take care of it for that turn. Card Destruction in case I need to completely redraw my hand.
Would have been helpful for me earlier.
Yeah. Enemy Controller in case of in order to sacrifice for my Wicked Dreadroot. There's no monsters or fiends that I can actually use with my Dark Necrofear and my side deck. I can use Enemy Controller just for that. I have another Giant Trunade. Monster Reincarnation in case I discard either Andro Sphinx Telea or my Athenian. And then Polymerization. I have Polymerization in here just in case I can summon my Evil Hero Dark Gaia. But due to the fact that I don't have a Dark Fusion in this deck right now, it's more of a placeholder. That's the only reason I have Polymerization in here. Next up, I'll go into my trap cards. Secret Barrel. Now this card I have in case of the card Destruction. On turn 1, if I have this face down and activate card Destruction, that way I know that there is nothing they can use to counter. I can activate Secret Barrel and deal 200 damage per card in their hand. So it's just something to dish out quick damage. Wild Tornado I have in here in case I know they have something to counter, say my sphinxes or my wicked red root. I can make sure I destroy that card. They can set another card if they so wish, and then I can destroy another card on the field.
Okay, go.
Next up, I have Sakuretsu Armor. In case the opponent is able to attack, I will be able to get rid of the monster before any serious damage is taken. Then I have the Pyramid of Light. Obviously, it's for my Great Angel Sphinx Talea to summon Athenian. Then I have Rising Energy. Now, Rising Energy is a very high-risk card. I don't use it unless I absolutely have to. With the Rising Energy, you can discard a card from your hand, and you gain an additional 1,500 attack points until the end phase of the turn. Like I said, this is a very high-risk card because you could very well lose any of the main strategies in your hand. The Regulation of Tribe I have for specific card names. For example, Colton's Teller Knights or the Sylvans. I have this card to negate the multiples.
Yeah, Teller Knights are pretty hard to beat, aren't they?
You got that right, man.
How many times have I beaten you with mine?
Oh, every time. Scrap Iron Scarecrow, I have, like I said, in case of attacks I need to counter. And then I have the Spellbinding Circle. This one I have in case that I cannot stop a monster. For example, if they have a Wicked Avatar on the field, or they have something along the lines of a Dark Paladin.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon too. Blue Eyes
Blue Eyes
White Dragon.
Shining won't work.
Yeah. No, it
Shining will negate that.
if they let it.
Which
But Spellbinding will stop them from attacking. And yeah. I have Meteor and Flare in here for a very special reason. I have Meteor Flare in here in case I do not have anything I can do in my hand. Nothing that I can save myself. I would discard 2 cards from my hand. If my opponent's life points are above 3,000, they take 2,000 damage. And then I can skip my draw phase on my next turn to return it into my hand. So that's just in case you know for a fact you're not getting anything good soon. It's a just in case situation.
Yeah, that'd be helpful in like Exodia and stuff like that.
Definitely. And then Defense Draw. Like Meteor Flare, I would use this card specifically to counter and negate a battle, take 0 damage for that turn, and then draw a card. This is just in case you're desperately